everyone, it's Miss Sote. So for today's TI-83 tutorial, we're going to talk about how to find any point on your graph. So say you have a specific X value in mind, you want to find the Y value, but you don't want to calculate it by hand. Your graphing calculator has some built-in features to let you quickly figure out any Y value if you give it an X value. So as always, we're going to click the on button. We know it's on because it's blinking. And again, we're graphing. So we're going to click this Y equals button. And let's do a more simple graph today because that's not really the main point of this lesson. We'll do X cubed minus 5. Sure. And so what we're going to do is we're going to graph this. So I need to click enter. Now it's set and ready to go. And let's click the graph button. And this window is pretty good right now, but I kind of want to zoom in more on this middle part. So maybe I will change my Y values to address that a little bit more. So maybe I'll make my Y minimum -15. Remember, this is the negative button. Don't press the subtraction button, press the negative button. And then I'll make my Y max 5. And let's see if that gives us a better window. Nice. So now this little curve part is more in the center of my graph. I think that's a slightly better window to deal with. So we're ready to go. Now we want to find X values and Y values. If you click this trace button right here, and then click either the up or down arrow, once you see this little blinking dot, you're ready to go. So if you notice right now, it's telling us that X equals 0, Y is -5. And now you can kind of have fun with it. Use these left and right arrows to move along your graph. And if you notice, every time I click the arrow, it gives me a new X and Y value on my graph. And it just follows the shape of your graph. It also goes off of your graph if you want to keep going forever and ever. But I kind of like to stay where I can see it. That's just a personal thing. But if you notice, well, from one click to the next, right now I'm at -0.851, and then one more click jumps all the way to -1.064. That's kind of a big jump. Maybe I had to figure out what the X value was at -0.9, and this trace value doesn't really let me do that. So if you want to get more specific, what you have to do is click this second button and then the trace button. So now we're in the calc feature. And if you look at the first one right there, we can find a value. And so we're going to click 1. And now I can type in any X value right here, and it will tell me the Y value for the graph. So let's do like X equals -10. So at -10, my Y value is -1005, which is good to know. The only issue with this is, say I want to calculate X at -50. If I click enter, it's going to take me to this error. To get out of the error, you click 1. And the reason it gave me an error is because my window only goes to -10 for my X's. So if I want to calculate an X value, it has to be in my window if I'm using the calculate feature. So now if I make my X minimum -50 and I graph it, which is going to give us a really bad window to look at. But if I now click second, trace, and if I now type in -50, it will now calculate what my Y value is. So if you're using the trace feature, you can go outside of your window, but you're not going to get specific X values that you might need. If you use the calculate feature, you have to make sure that your window has the X value you're trying to find. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and have an amazing day.